All right, time for another press conference here in the offseason, and I bet they're gonna rub it in that we didn't get the 80 plus rated dude. Coach, let's talk about the last few months. You said in February that you'd win the draft by selecting a difference maker in April. That's right. Oh, they're gonna rub it in so hard. What position specifically do you feel you found a difference maker at? Well, I think we got one on defense actually. I'm not that unhappy with him actually, but it's gonna kill us. You tell us what position. Pass rushers, interior D-line. I think it's a D-line. I'm pretty happy with that, dude. But they won't be. Can you be more specific? DT2 it is. Most draft experts would disagree with you that he's a difference maker. I don't agree, but that probably won't matter. Alright, so promise broken, team is upset. Morale dropped. Oh, come on. What a bunch of babies, man. Alright, so unhappy with this. It's, yeah, we're gonna do better next time around. This is where we start with weekly strategy. We've got the training camp coming up here. And yeah, all of that will, of course, propel us forward to week 1, where we finally solidify the team. Right now, what I want to do is I will be going through the free agents pool, right? Just a quick reminder, we are now going to be putting players into the practice squad and so on, and just solidifying the team as best we can. So far, we are really looking pretty good already for the most part. I like this group of players here, but of course some of these will be more moving into the practice squad area. I think Nate Weldon should stick around. I think DeJuan Larry should stick around. We're going to see how things pan out. But for instance, I could see myself putting Nate Weldon onto the practice squad just for the moment. But yeah, let's not rush things. There are a few positions where I want to act. I want to get a tight end in here. I want to have a mentor for these two dudes. I think we didn't do too badly here. I like Kenny Miller sitting here. The big question is, do I want to have him here, or do I want to have somebody here behind Elton Jenkins? Kind of build the player up that is looking a little bit higher rated or has a little bit more potential. You know, when we're arguing about these low-rated players, Trey Zoon, for instance, let me just look at the ratings with you. He's got the impact blocking down, he's got the strength down, he's got the speed, the acceleration, the agility. So I like the secondary attributes. These are all very good, right? The problem is the core attributes, and I think we can work on these. But yeah, we're just going to have to see how that plays out. To be fair, I don't really have a vision yet as to how we're going to shape this. I like the center position discussion. These players, they all have nice strength ratings and very good secondary attributes. That is why I basically drafted these dudes. They're young and I think they will grow. The question is, can they grow 30 points? That is like really, really a big question. But let's see what happens. Jordan Morgan here, I like this. Sean Ryan, that works. Zach Tom, Johnny Cornelius, it's the same thing, right? But look at the strength of a 94. I don't think it's that bad. Acceleration is pretty good. Agility is good. Awareness needs to be better. Pass blocking. So the primary skills are bad. But yeah, I just have to see how that works out. I've got no idea. I wasn't expecting them to be this bad. I thought it was going to be a 60s rating or something like that. But it was actually really horrible. On defense, we're looking pretty good on these positions here. I also like what we did here. I feel like Howard Cross is not that bad. All right, now he's dropping down to 69. Ah, for crying out loud. Anyways, well, Tyron Hopper, 2470. I like Cheatham behind him. This is actually looking good. Adrian Cooper, Quay Walker, so the outside linebacker positions. I like Gentry Williams as an addition here. I think the safety positions are also looking pretty solid. So for the most part, I am happy with where we stand, but I do want to take a look at available players. We do have a lot of spots open. We can really bring in some helpful players. There's a bunch of good players in here. So let's talk quarterback. I would actually really like to bring in a mentor. I think that would be something that would be very beneficial for us. The question is, who's it going to be? I think somebody like Andy Dalton might not be too bad. Marcus Mariota is also pretty solid. But I want him to be a really like an older dude. I don't want to feel bad if he's never playing ever. So we're gonna bring in Andy Dalton just for the moment now. Next up, the running backs. I don't think that is something that we need to look at. We are very well set. No fullbacks needed. I also am gonna say no wide receivers needed. Might change my opinion and drag in a mentor, but I don't see anybody that really strikes my fancy. Bo Melton, I think he has something to add to the team. The question is, what do I really do with him? But he's 26. He's probably in a good spot right now. So let's bring him in. Tight end. This is where it gets juicy. I want to have an experienced tight end to just help these younger players, and I'm actually going to go with Zach Ertz. I don't see any reason not to. He's solid. I like him. And boom, there we go. All right, so we got a mentor for the tight ends. That's great. Let's take a look at the offensive line now. I feel like we should try to just have mentors for these super young dudes for their key positions. I don't want to put too many mentors on the offensive line, but I could see myself just bringing in one and just basically switching all of the players to that position so that they get the benefits, and then just using them wherever I need them, right? So probably one of the cheaper mentors would be good. We had Donovan Smith on the roster last year, so let's bring him back. He was a Super Bowl winner. I can actually see the benefits, and he's good enough to help us out in a pinch, so we're going to do that. Right tackle, nope. Left edge, don't need that actually, because we're pretty well set, to be fair. Again, I like the idea of bringing in a mentor. I can't really see one right now. On D tackle, I don't think we need any help right now. I do like seeing players like this. All right, Javon Kinlaw, 2774. I think he really can help us out quite a bit, push us forward. He's a solid dude, and we're actually going to add him. I think the D tackle position is one that we need to strengthen a little bit, and we just kind of did that. So I like that. That came as a surprise, but I'm happy about that. Happy surprises. Right edge, we don't need anybody there. I also don't see a mentor right now. The linebacking group, this is where things get dicey, and this is where I really want to bring in some help for the players. All right, so I think Randy Gregory is a good addition, but I am looking at the other ones here. But I mean, there's some interesting players in here, but Randy Gregory is the one to help us out on that position. I want him to be like a solid backup, but also a mentor for the dudes on that spot. Nicholas Morrow, Eric Kendricks, there we go. That's the name I was looking for. I want to have an experienced player in here that is going to be helpful. So Eric Kendricks joins the Packers. That's awesome. Now, right outside linebacker, Zach Cunningham. Yeah, that doesn't look like a mentor right now. Is there anybody? Emmanuel Ogba would be great, but he doesn't have the mentor tag, which is a little bit sad. Is there anybody? Hello? Is there anybody out there? Jason Pierre-Paul. Phew. I don't really know if I want to bring him in, to be fair. Is there anybody on here that we could use? Marquise Haynes. Oh, this is looking bad in terms of another one. Nicholas Morrow and Alex Singleton. We could also switch these dudes over to the side positions. I think I'm going to try this. I think I'm going to use Denzel Perryman, and I'm going to be switching him over to the right outside linebacker position. What else would I like to see? Cornerback. Well, we could bring in, again, an experienced... wow, Jordan Lewis, 30 and 76. He's an award winner, and he's actually not on a team. That's interesting. Christian Fulton, JC Jackson, Cameron Sutton. Oh, there's nobody. Who's this? Quan Williams. All right, now this is not looking too great in terms of finding mentors. Xavier Howard is just a very good corner, so that could be of help. Jordan Lewis, I'm rather surprised at this one here. What is his progression history? All right, no progress, fantastic. Ratings, fantastic, but he doesn't have the tag. That is bad, because I would have liked that, I don't really see anybody that is gonna also be helping us out, you know, like in terms of the overalls. He would be fantastic, but we might find someone at the beginning of week 1 that is also a time where we can dive into that. So, all right, we looked at that. I don't think there's anybody else I would need, but I will look one final position that I did forget about. I'm going to be looking at the kicker and the punter. So Will Lutz is the kicker. Now we're going to stick with ours. Riley Dixon. All right, so we have an interesting Madarese is here. All right, I think we're going to go for Madarese. Why not, man? 25, 72, 98 kick power. I'm going to go with Aresa. I don't understand why he's a free agent, though. He's not that old, and he is actually pretty good. So that is weird. Right, so the target is to hit as many targets as possible, which is probably super self-explanatory. We're gonna go with this one here. It is super hard to do this because even if you think, all right, it's gonna go through the target, it seemingly doesn't. They weren't transparent before, so I don't know why it. I could have sworn it should hit the target, but all right, okay. This is not going as planned. Thank you. So we hit the first target. This is how it works, basically. You wanna make sure that you have the player kind of aligned between the target, behind the target, but it still is pretty hard to just hit it at the right time. So there we go. You can also try to hit 2 targets at the same time, which might be something that could work. But it's definitely harder. You can do that on the long throws. All right, let's see. Let's try to hit this closest one. There we go. So we earned bronze on that one. That's pretty nice. So the next one is quite clearly, it's one for the run game. Evade the defender, score as many touchdowns as possible. You awarded with bonus points for successful skill moves, long runs, celebrating during the play. Touchdowns will increase the score multiplier. So there we go. So basically you've got a blocker ahead of you and you just have to find the perfect route, evading defensive players. So there we are. And the play is kind of dictated here, so we're not able to choose this one. Can I get in? Yes, I can. So there we are. This is actually an exercise that I enjoy a lot. It typically works pretty well. There we are. I think we can also step out of bounds, then we would start at the same spot here. So let's go. Basically, toss here, a crack toss. Let's go, Marshawn Lloyd. And I tried a skill move on this one. Let's go a little bit faster now. It's a fast player. Can I evade? Yes, I can. Ah, nice. So we get 250 points for that one. Right, another crack toss. Here we go. Ball is live. Block by AJ Dillon. Alright, that didn't work out. Alright, so here we go. Oh, and that's just a quick touchdown on the plate. I really dig this. Oh, yikes, he pushed it exactly in my direction. Alright, probably could have evaded. Evaded, not evaded. Do I get one for the sidestep? No. Alright. And this is a time-based exercise, so I can try and get as many touchdowns as possible. I've got 32 seconds. We now earn silver. Let's keep going here. It's a very good setup that we have, of course. Take it down here. And now we're going to start from here again. Here we go. Another pass here. A wide run. And we're in. 45. I think if we hit 50,000, that is going to be the gold medal, right? Oh, there we go. We earned gold. I think I never earned gold on this practice session before. Wow. All right, that was quick. Let's go. Outside run. AJ Dillon, get a block in there. And here we go. 9 seconds on the clock. That was Edgerring Cooper or Edgerring Cooper. I still haven't figured out the correct way. Come on, Marshawn. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And we're in. Nicely done to 78,000. Here we go. This is Eric Kendricks, by the way. And of course, we are going to be faster than him. And 90,000 points. Now, that is beautiful. The next training will be for wide receivers. Get open, call for the ball with X to catch passes, earn points. So we have to, of course, catch him in the hotspots. So we will get more, and we'll also increase the modifier. So there we go. And get the grips here, and there we go. Did we get 400? I think we did. All right, so ball is live. We have to, come on, just snap it, dude. Oh, nice. That was too quick. I didn't want to have that. We have a very quick defender, but just running in a straight direction usually doesn't work well. So you kind of have to lose him. All right, should have gotten there. This is Weldon. This is the 21-year-old player, by the way. I also have to keep the sack timer in my view, because if I take too long, then the quarterback will get sacked. That was out of bounds. All right, let's get another one. No, we're not even bronze yet. All right, bronze earned. There we go. 1 rep remaining. We're gonna go like this, and then like this, and then like this. Nice, 2,500 points. We're gonna leave it at that. All right, this is another wide receiver battle red zone attack. This time 5,000 points for silver. That's what I would like. Basically, it's the same drill as before. You have to lose the defender and get into the marked areas there. There we go. Call for it. Oh, shit. Oh, that was too high. All right. Call too late. Again, left, cut, backwards. Nicely done, 156. All right, 5 reps remaining. We need to be better now. Like this. Picked. All right, wide receiver battle, red zone attack now. We just have to catch it. It's the same drill as beforehand. We snap it, we go left, then we go in the other direction, and we catch the ball. So it's important that we make sure that we don't get the ball picked or something. It's important that we catch it within these lines. And the more points we get, the better, of course. 3,288, nice. We've got 5 more reps remaining, and the cut here. Nice, 4,760, 5,000 points gets us a silver. I'd really like to get that, by the way. Silver earned. I mean, we could try and go for the 10. I don't think we'll get that one, though. Oh, actually we did. Jesus Christ, that was a multiplier. I forgot about the multiplier. There we go. And now another catch here, 16,000 points. That's pretty awesome, actually. We usually get something like experience points, but also skill point. Ready for the press conference this week? I assume they're going to ask me about position battles. They might. Just be careful what you commit if they do. Got it. There we are. Now, press conference, training camp. These are nasty questions, I really have to say. They usually ask you something that I don't want to get asked. You should be having a tight end position battle according to most experts. Which stat will determine the winner of the battle between Tucker Kraft and Zach Ertz? Alright. There will not be a battle. Well, there will not be a battle. There won't be a battle. Kraft is our starter. Now, interesting. I doubt that will go over well in the locker room. Trust lost. Come on! What are you trying to do here? Are you just trying to get morale low? An interview on the practice field in training camp. Let's see what the reporter wants to do this time. Coach, we talk all the time about a team's identity. What can the fans expect from your offense this season? Alright, let's see. Physical running game, explosive. Passing plays, lean on playmakers, balanced ball control, offense. Let's go with this one here. We're going to be balanced on offense. I think that is probably necessary. At the end of the year, what would a successful season look like? We'll run the ball on 50% of our offensive plays. We'll rush for 1,500 total yards. Oh my lord. I'm not even sure what that means, but alright. We'll run 50% of the time. Thanks, we'll check back at the end of the season. It's just incredibly hard sometimes because you can say, yeah, well, we're going to run 50% of the time on offense. But then when the season hits, when the first games come along, what do? So that's tricky. Yikes! Week 1, going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's awesome, actually. A replay from the Super Bowl. All right, so we do get 2 messages. We have an information regarding tight ends on the trade block. We've got Tyron Hopper. Yeah, he's out for the year, which is horrible. I wanted him to really grow this year. This is a brutal injury, and I will be putting him on injured reserve. There is no way that he will play any role this season. I mean, 14 weeks, he might return towards the end of the season, but that's just how it goes. All right, we've got 21 players that we need to cut, and we will be going over the roster now just to do this together here. All right, we have to put players on the practice squad. We have to keep players on the starting lineup, and as it stands right now, Jordan Love, Jalen Milroe, we've got Andy Dalton, and Malik Willis. I'm gonna leave this as is just for the time being. We might start switching around. All right, so we've got Josh Jacobs, Marshawn Lloyd, who has gone up, AJ Dillon, and I found these 2 dudes on the free agents list. Basically, I felt like they looked good, right? It's never bad to have a backup player ready to go. Both of these don't look too bad, to be fair. We've got a ton of wide receivers. There was one surprise in there. That was Lamar Beckham. He's a start of trade player. A rookie out of Florida, 6'4". He wasn't picked, 69 overall. I like that. I really like that. I think he can be an important player. I also picked up these 2. Nate Weldon, I'm going to be putting him on the practice squad. This is a rookie from Wisconsin. He's 21 years old. I don't think that'll be too much of a blow for him. The same goes for Ramon Cook. He's also 21, and I'll also be putting him on the practice squad. All right. These 4 are out of the question. Bo Melton is a question mark, all right? Because I actually wanted to push the younger players a little bit. This is one, he is probably on the same level as Christian Watson. But at the same time, you didn't really always have him, right, on the list. So I'm really thinking maybe we just let him go. We can always bring him back, but I'd rather go with these 6 now. Currently 7 wide receivers. We're probably going to have to cut back here as well. We've got Musgrave, we've got Zach Ertz, we've got Tucker Kraft, and we've got Brandon Palmer, which is actually not too bad. I think I will be putting Musgrave on the injured reserve list just for the time being. He'll be out for 5 weeks. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do about him, to be fair. Do I just keep him on the team? I'd like to have Palmer just also do a little bit of work here. I also found other players on the free agency list. A left tackle, 22 and 60. A left guard, 22 and 61. I even think that he's better than Carson Barnhart, to be fair. And, it just puts a huge question mark on all of these dudes. And I really feel like this is disheartening. This is really disheartening. I don't think we need that many dudes. I really don't think we need them. I was kind of calculating to get them trained up with the mentor here to get them better and better. But to be fair, I mean, like Parker Brailsford, he has that hidden depth chart, but 33 overall is just really rough. I love the strength. I think these attributes are okay. I'm not super unhappy with the with my choices in the draft, but at the same time I am having a little bit of a hard time deciding what to do. I'm gonna put him on the practice squad. Trezun, he's a rookie. What I like about him are his physical attributes, but I just don't think that he really has what it takes. So we're gonna swallow that penalty right there. I want to see what Hintzman can do. I do like that option there. We've got the right guards. I like that. We've got the right tackles. I found this dude. So what do I do with the Johnny Cornelius? Also a hidden depth trade, but 23 already. This is brutal. This is really brutal. The depth trade will come to nothing. I'm sure of that. I think Hauser is a way better prospect here and just makes way more sense. This setup here works. I've got these dudes here. I really don't know what to do about Hintzman because I just don't think that he'll grow that quickly. And I just think it would be just completely unnecessary to keep him on the squad. It's a waste of that hidden dev trait. I'm gonna say that. But yeah, it is what it is. Carson Barnhart, 64 rated. I do like Dan Martin. He does look a little bit, I don't know. Can't put my finger on. I'm gonna leave Barnhart for the moment, but I will add Dan Martin to the practice squad. We'll see what we'll do during the season. And I think Carson Hintzman, I'm just gonna have to let him go. Oh, this is frustrating. And Donovan Smith, I will be cutting him. I don't need a mentor, so we get some reduction here. And over here, I'm gonna leave Hauser. On defense, we've got Rashawn Gary and Kingsley Anangbari. We're gonna leave this as is. We've got Lucas Venice, Preston Smith, mid linebacker. Nope. D tackles: Kenny Clark, Devonte Wyatt, Javon Kinlaw. Well, both of these are really solid, but I think Howard Cross should be stepping up a little bit more here. I'm just convinced that he has something more to offer. And yeah, I just really don't know about these two. They're just solid. But again, I'm looking at Carl Brooks, looking at Colby Wooden, I'm looking at Siaki Ika, and I'm like, oof, this is really hard because I would like to give him a shot, but I just don't see them working out. And 2568, I just think that is too little too late. So we're gonna have to let him go. At 24-year-olds at 64, I don't think it's enough. I will be releasing Siaki Ika, but I will be moving Colby Wooden to the practice squad. Maybe he can grow a little bit. If he gets to his 70 or something, he might be interesting. But for now, I want to give the rookie a shot, and these two are just too solid. But the D-tackle room remains a little bit of a problematic area. Now, we've got this room here. Actually, I'm going to leave Cheatham in here as a backup for Randy Gregory. And I do hope Taron Hopper returns this season and doesn't drop off too hard. I've got the mid linebackers, Edgar Cooper and Eric Kendricks. This is the mentor, of course. I've got Michael Hittman and Larry Wynn, both of which I found in the free agents. Again, these just make so much more sense than all the others. I'm going to leave these three here. Right outside linebacker, Perriman. I like Brian Jones. He's looking really interesting. He's not bad, 22 out of Syracuse and 61 overall. You know, he's going to be growing. The cornerback room, Joe Alexander, Eric Stokes, Carlton Valentine, Kaisha Nixon, Jaron Hendricks, again, free agent, Gentry Williams, and Braden Bowie. I just really like this setup. I feel like I should be doing something about Kayshawn Nixon. I think I want to give the younger guys a try here. Can I put him on the practice squad? No, I cannot. He hasn't been horrible for us, so let's just keep him in mind here. Everything else is kind of set. I've got these two here. Matt Aresa will be my punter, of course. I will be putting Cody Peterson. I can't put him on the practice squad. All right, so I have to clean out the practice squad a little bit. Let's see. In terms of age, I think 24 is just too old for the practice squad. I don't feel good about that. But on the other hand, these dudes here, they're just an absolute waste of space. It hurts so much because of that hidden dev trait. Those could have been really great, but not like this. Johnny Cornelius and Carson Hintzman, they're just too bad. They're just too low, and they will never grow to even be somewhat feasible, which sucks completely. That was like the shittiest draft pick ever. I don't really get it though. That's really a terrible score. Gonna leave these here. What about this? I'm gonna put Gentry Williams on the practice squad here. Let's leave the two 21-year-olds in here. Let's see what they can produce. And now let's also put Cody Peterson on the practice squad. Got a punter back there that we can kind of fish out if we need to do that. And this is the practice squad. This is the roster. All right. So I think, do we need a second pass? Cut two more. All right. So we need to cut two more players. I feel like we can do that. Jalen Milroe will stay where he is. Can I put Malik Willis on the practice squad? That will be interesting. No. Alright. Can't do that. Let's see. Who else is a possibility? I actually don't want to put DeJuan Larry down there. I don't want to put Amari Rodgers down there. And I certainly don't want to put Lamar Beckham down there because he has that startup trait. To be fair, I feel like Amari Rodgers is the odd one out right now. But I'm going to hold on to him because I don't know what the other players will want in return here. I'll be putting Luke Musgrave on the injured reserve list to create some space here. Just playing to get some time here to breathe. Alright, this is all looking good. This is looking good. I like this setup here as well for D tackles. We've got the injured Tyron Hopper. He's on the injured reserve list. I think Larry Wynn could go onto the practice squad here. Eric Kendricks would help him grow though, so that could be a possibility. I think let's put Braden Bowie onto the practice squad as well. I think a 67 rated 21-year-old is very feasible in Hendricks, but apart from that, I think we're done. Plus, we will also be getting some new faces in week 1. Trade package done. We are sending Keyshawn Nixon to the Rams. We are receiving Brennan Jackson and the 6th round pick, which I personally think is pretty cool. Alright, it's been a lot of work but also a lot of fun, and now we are looking at the team as we're entering the new season. We've got Jordan Love, we've got Jalen Milroe, we've got Andy Dalton as the mentor, and Malik Willis as the fourth backup quarterback here. Running backs, Josh Jacobs, X Factor, Marshawn Lloyd taking over now from AJ Dillon. I really like that move. On wide receiver, we actually have a ton of wide receivers, but that is because Romeo Doubs and Jayden Reed and Christian Watson will be up for contract negotiations this year. I'm not really sure how that will go. I'm not really sure how what direction I want to go here. But I feel like the setup is good, and wide receivers do get injured. So let's just keep this as is. Luke Musgrave on the injured reserve, and then we have a solid group of players, but I really can't wait for Luke Musgrave to return. Then looking at the offensive line, we have backfilled the first players, the starters, with potential replacements. I'm not sure if I really like this on 2163. It's a little bit on the lower side looking at the overall, but it doesn't matter for the moment. We're going to leave this as is. On left guard, Elton Jenkins, and we've got Carson Barnhart. We've got Josh Myers and Jacob Monk, then Jordan Morgan and Sean Ryan, Zach Tom and Mike Hauser. That's the offensive line. I feel like we got younger players in here that can and will develop. And we should be underway of getting the first succession plans in motion. Rashawn Gary and Kingsley Anabari, we're going to leave this as is for the moment. I have really no better idea. I think we're going to leave it for the moment, and we might have to act later on anyways. Lucas Van Ness is the starter. Preston Smith is his backup. We've got Kenny Clark as DT1, and then we've got 3 players here. And personally, I will be putting Howard Cross III, that's the rookie, behind Kenny Clark as DT2, and then Wyatt Kinlaw as 3 and 4. Left outside linebacker Randy Gregory, then Tyron Hopper on the injured reserve, and Jason Cheatham. Jason Cheatham has the hidden depth trait, so I will be using him as a starter actually. Mid linebacker Ed Gehring Cooper, Eric Kendricks, and Larry Wynn, that's a rookie. I want him to benefit off of Eric Kendricks for the moment. As soon as we hit 70, I don't think we really need to hold on to Kendricks anymore. Looking at the right outside linebacker, we've got Quay Walker. Behind him, Brennan Jackson. That was a trade player from the Rams. I'm pretty happy with this actually. 71 sitting there behind him. That actually looks pretty solid even in case of injury. The cornerbacks led by Jared Alexander, Eric Stokes. Then we've got Micah Hyde, who I switched over from a safety. Carrington Valentine looking good. And Jaron Hendricks as well. The free safeties remain Javon Bullard and Evan Williams. I like that setup. Xavier McKinney and Kitan Oladapo. Then the kicker Braden Larvison, the punter Matt Aresa, and the draft picks. And then we've got a pretty chock full practice squad here. We've got 2 running back options. We've got wide receivers in here, pretty young and still decently rated. We've got offensive line options. We've got defensive options. and we've got 2 corners to round everything off. I really like this. The ages are pretty solid as well. There's only one 24-year-old, that's Colby Wooden. We're going to see how that pans out, but for the most part I'm pretty happy with this as it is. I will now be finalizing everything regarding the depth chart and all of that, and then yeah, we're going to be ending the episode. Before that, I'll do that off camera. I hope you enjoyed this episode with the draft and preseason, and yeah, I do hope we have a fun season. Hope you join me. If you did like it, do drop a like. Please subscribe, that means a lot to me, as you know. And as always, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for making it special for me, and see you next time.